start looking at why India is become a job market rather than an entrepreneurship market. Why don't we have producers? Why do we only have consumers? Why is India just being looked at just being a definitely consumer market of 130, 140 billion people, right? Crore people. The idea is very simple. The idea is that we have made ourselves uh, accustomed to the idea that you just need to study, you just need to start thinking about what you want to become at a very early age. And eventually, most of us realize at the end of the day that we don't even enjoy our profession, right? Most of us realize it, and they are not able to go back because they have a family.
As the generation changes, everything changes lifestyle, talking style, requirements, thinking style, views, and everything. In the same way, youth of India is much more sensitive in any case. The young guns know their life and they can do anything to achieve it more commonly. The face of India is changing because of the young power. Look at any field engineering, medical, defense, research. The young guys are making their own benchmark even in politics. Hello and welcome to the Honest Talk by Freak Folks. I'm Harsh Pandey. For this particular session, we have with us very special guest, Mr. Shubham Gupta, sir. He is an Indian Administrative Service Officer of the 2019 batch of Maharashtra cadre. He is currently holding the position of Assistant Collector in the Gadchiroli district of Maharashtra. So, first of all, sir, I welcome you to in this session. Thank you so much for joining and agreeing to share your thoughts with us.
Thank you so much, sir, for a generous introduction.
Thank you, sir. So, moving to the topic of today's session, which we have chosen, is the changing face of youth in India. Youth is a time of enormous energy. A lot of youth are in confused state of mind. The youth of today's generation need clarity and balance. They have become the victim of social media information overload. Everywhere there is a compulsion. They are addicted to smoking, alcohol, drugs, and gruesome video materials. There's been substance abuse like never before. So, in your opinion, what are the small efforts we can practice to bring an awareness among the youth, just to remind them of their enormous energies, how to balance them, and lead their life well?
Right. I mean, first of all, I think one thing which we need to do as a society altogether is to start looking at things in a little positive manner. I
Right.
think India as a society has become very pessimistic in their outlook, and I think one thing is that we only try to see the negatives. Anything positive, even if it is happening around us, we will
Correct.
probably try to kind of push
Yes.
it towards criticism and call it positive criticism. I'm not against positive
Right.
criticism, of course, but then there are at times when optimism really helps to kind of bring society out
Right.
of the evils which it finds itself in. So I think that is one thing which we can do. Second, I think is very important that especially because of course we are talking about youth today. So I think it is very important for all of us to understand that the energy of youth has to be directed in the right spirit. For
Mm.
example, the Olympics just ended, right? And you saw that Haryana was the state which got the most number of medals. And why is that? Because they realized that there is some untapped youth energy, youth potential, which really needs to be
Yes.
directed, right? And that is when they actually realized that sports is one area where actually the potential is also there. We actually can do better. We have not been actually doing better, and this particular aspect of the youth energy can be directed towards something else also. The point I'm trying to make is very simple, that you need to look at horizons beyond studies also to
Yes.
tap that youth
Of
potential,
course.
which is lying there. I mean, trying to just tell you that okay, we can do much better. We can expand our horizons in that
Right.
sense. Studies are essential. Nobody is denying that, but then you also need to develop that kind of extracurricular potential, which will help not only your personality but also the society as a whole. So I think
Correct.
those are the two aspects which I think really will help us move out of this. I won't say that the situation is so grim like you pointed out, but I would definitely say that yes, there are some corrections which need to be made, and I'm sure they can be made if we start looking at things in this way.
Indeed, sir. I think it was really a very great answer from your side. You have touched, apart from studies, there are many aspects we need to really look, and this is the time where we have to actually look on those aspects also. So, what we have seen is that what do you want to be when you grow up is a question that we are constantly asked as a kids and are expected to have an answer for. How in the world is a kid supposed to know what he or she truly wants to become when they haven't even scratched the surface of life itself? Isn't it ironic? How do you see this?
Absolutely, Harsh. It is. I think it is one of the. I like. I mean, let me go back to the question that you raised. Actually, most of the problems that you actually mentioned in your first question about substance abuse, about not being able to concentrate, not being able to identify their true potential. A large part of it is actually dedicated to the pressures that you start exercising on the kid right at the age of, let's say, I don't know, my ninth class, eighth class, sixth class. Somebody will say, no, my son, my
Right.
daughter will become a
And,
doctor, engineer, right? And
and
we have in fact bracketed some professions as good, some as bad. So all these things have eventually led to a person being very pressurized and unable to realize the potential. Start looking at why India is become a job market rather than an entrepreneurship market. Why don't we have producers? Why do we only have consumers? Why is India just being looked at just being a definitely consumer market of 130, 140
right.
billion people, right? Crore people. The idea is very simple. The idea is that we have made ourselves uh, accustomed to the idea that you just need to study, you just need to start thinking about what you want to become at a very
Right.
early age. And eventually, most of us realize at the end of the day that we don't even enjoy our profession, right? Most of
Right.
us realize it, and they are not able to go back because they have a family to
Mm,
take care of. They have societal pressures to take care
right.
of, kind of. So because of all this pressure that you create ultimately at a very early age, even for that matter, let me give an example of UPSC civil services. So
Sure.
many of the times aspirants ask me, sir, should we start preparing for UPSC at the age of sixth class, जैसे IIT की तैयारी होती है, something like that.
Mm,
Sometimes they ask me, sir, shall we do 11th 12th class and college from correspondence and not go for a regular college and school? These are all the questions which highlight the problem that the youth is
right.
facing today. So they don't realize that personality is a more important factor as compared to you cracking the particular exam or you
Indeed.
finding yourself in a particular profession. Your personality will help you out even if you crack that exam and you do not have that personality, which eventually gets developed when you go through the grind, which has been researched over and over and over multiple years, right? So you need to understand the importance of such things. You need to understand the importance of personality. You need to understand the importance of your social circle,
Right.
and that is only will be able to really find yourself happy. Ultimately, all everything that we end up doing in life is about happiness, right? So I think that is
Yes.
something which is really lacking in our perspective, right?
Indeed, sir, you have actually, it was really a very inspiring and amazing answer from your side on many levels. And you have stressed on the many important and actual problems. You have stressed on the part of entrepreneurship. I have a question regarding the entrepreneurship and I will surely ask about. But, sir, my next question to you is, or it's a kind of a personal question to you. Choosing a career is one of the most important decision you will make in life. It's about so much more than deciding what you will do to make a living. Sir, in your opinion, what are those crucial things which one should consider while choosing a career?
It's actually Harsh. It's very personal, So see, ultimately, like I said, it's somebody asked me the other day that what exactly is success for you. I just told. I mean, I don't know. I don't think there should be a definite objective answer. The gold standard of what success is like. Success is what makes you happy, right? It's
Yes.
as simple as that.
Uh,
So you first of all you need to keep things as simple as this. Like you just need to. Try to find happiness in whatever you do on every single day of your life, right? And eventually, your life you'll find yourself. I'm not saying that you should not have a direction or you should not have a certain goal in life, but then it is also very important to understand that not everything what you plan will actually eventually materialize, right? For example, I wanted to clear UPSC in the first attempt, but it took me four. Like I cleared, but I cleared it twice, but then when I what I really wanted to become, it took me four years of preparation to exactly be doing what I really wanted to do which I had planned so many years earlier, right? So idea is very simple, that to choose a career option, you definitely need to know what exactly do you want to do in life. Why I chose to become a civil servant is not because I wanted this power, is not because I wanted this prestige, is not because I thought that this is very glamorous job, you become a famous personality and all that, but because I realized that my idea of life is not to earn a lot of money, is not to I mean my idea of life was to kind of try to create an impact in the lives of the people.
Correct.
And again, I am not saying
Exactly.
that UPSC is the only way of doing that, but the idea is that I found this way by this particular career path for myself by kind of trying to understand what will eventually give me happiness, you know. And that is when you kind of do a backward induction and try to identify, okay, what are the available options for me to kind of achieve that objective. To become a doctor should not be the ultimate objective. To basically heal people should be the objective, you know. So, and then if you are actually looking after healing people, there can be 3 or 4 ways how you can achieve that, right? Even if you are
Right.
if you are a pharmacist, you are eventually healing people, right? So the idea is to not define yourself in terms of jobs, but
Right.
rather than your life goals, you know. So that make things much simpler in terms of how you go about it.
Indeed, sir, it was very wonderful answer. I'm sure the viewers who are watching, they are surely going to find this inspiring. So my next question to you is, society has molded us into such a narrow one-dimensional way of thinking because we were raised to believe that the only way to prosperity was to choose a career path and work out our way up that ladder. Don't you think we are always encouraged to chase money and job titles, but never pushed to evaluate and consider what we actually lifestyle, what we actual lifestyle to look like?
Absolutely. No, that is something very important, you know. And again, like I said, Harsh, this India, the unique aspect of about India is its value system, right? Like you, I mean, whatever you, if you read about the Western culture, I'm not saying their culture is inferior or ours is superior, but at least I find my culture much more suitable to the societal concept of how
Right.
it was supposed to be, you know. Or probably that is the way I have comprehended it to be, for that matter. But the idea is that eventually, with absolutely rightly what you pointed out, that because we are focusing too much on money and too much on career, we have eventually diluted that concept of values within our system. Absolutely right. We nowadays you'll observe that families have become more and more nuclear. There is no relationship
Right.
between your uncles and your your
Correct.
chachas and taus, you know. So you're basically lost that touch completely, because you are eventually, no, no, I'm very busy, I have to do this much, otherwise my friend is earning 5 lakh rupees more than me, how can I not, because I scored more marks in my college and school, how can I earn less than him or her, you know. So these kind of questions are actually pushing us into a system where we will eventually always find ourselves in a competitive position, and we will never be able to enjoy either our personal success or the success of somebody else, which shouldn't matter to us, right? Like
Mm.
as long as I am doing what I want to do. For example, again, let me give you a personal example. I am earning only one third of what my most of my friends from college are earning today, but I'm very much at peace today with whatever I'm doing, right? Again, not, but it doesn't bother me. Like they're earning 3 times only, they can afford expensive cars, I can't. I probably can never afford that expensive a car, right? So all those things are very much okay with me. That is only because I have eventually realized that this is the way it should be,
Right.
right? You're basically, you, again, like I said, so basically if your life goals are simple, then you will eventually realize that you will become satisfied with a lot, with values much more, rather than your money and your success in
Correct.
terms of competition and
Indeed.
job titles and all that.
Yes. Indeed, sir, it was really I'm truly impressed from your this answer, and you have actually focused and stressed on the part which need to be discussed. And truly, I want to discuss these all things. And you have focused in your previous answer about the entrepreneurship. So my next question to you is: any career path requires training, whether you are an accountant, an office manager, or an airline pilot. Becoming an entrepreneur is no different. The skill required to be good at entrepreneurship are not exclusive. They can be applied to almost any field of work, even in corporate life as well. So, do you support the idea of entrepreneurial teaching as a part of higher education?
Absolutely, I do. I mean, there is no, I mean, I don't think anybody in India today will disagree with the fact that um, the entrepreneurship should not be taught in schools and colleges. Why, I mean, why should it even be just brought in at the level of graduation? It should actually start at the level of schools. What Delhi has done is outstanding, right? Like they have
Yes,
they have a university which is dealing with
mm,
entrepreneurship right now in the country,
first
right? They
time.
have, so you, what you are seeing is something which can be done, which earlier we used to think that, okay, how can somebody teach how to do business? No,
Uh,
you can.
uh,
It is not about doing business, it is about how you can be creative, how you can think about, being a producer rather than consumer,
correct.
right? So those ideas can be brought together, and they definitely need to be inculcated into a child. And like you said, like what we have done in the last few years is basically tell your child that okay, you need to become study this much so that you get this much amount of money, or you become a government servant. Again, you get a fixed salary, permanent job, and all that, right? So basically, what we have done, we have inculcated that spirit of being a job taker
Yes.
in their mindset,
Right.
right? Either from a private sector or a government sector. But what now needs to be changed is to kind of inculcate that habit of innovative thinking, risk taking, and trying to evolve as a society as a whole.
Right. Indeed, sir. I think it was again a very wonderful and great answer from your side. So my next question to you is what we have seen in good colleges, we have seen the culture of student organizations, societies which operate similar to the corporate organizations. Student organization offer experience that cannot be had in a classroom environment and offer the opportunity to grow both personally and professionally. Student organization also gives you an opportunity to network within a specific employer market and with other students of similar interest. Sir, how do you define the importance of networking in both personal and professional life?
Uh, I mean, let me just digress a little bit, Harsh, and let me just like you already said that student organizations play an extremely important role. And yes, I just want to add one more point there. And student organizations played a very very important role in my life
Okay.
in kind of, I think, refining my personality into what I am today.
Yeah.
I personally and I genuinely believe that if those organizations were not there, if I was not part of the couple of organizations that I was, and I would not have undertaken the activities which I did, I probably would have been able to,
Right.
be sitting here in front of you today and talking to you about what career goals the youth should have. So I think it's very, very important that and again, it comes down to the same thing which I initially shared, that extracurricular is extremely, extremely important. And of course, the added advantage of being a part of student organization is networking. And networking is it's hugely important, right? But
Right.
let me try to give a different perspective. Like, of
Mm.
course, there are multiple advantages of networking. Like, you get to you get in touch with a lot of people who are doing amazing, great things. An opportunity can strike. Come in front of you any time of your life, and you just grab it, and then you'll find yourself working in a totally different sphere. All that is true, but then networking has an added advantage of uh, how do I put it? So networking has an added advantage of giving you that platform where you can actually express yourself. It
Right.
helps you. It helps you expand your horizons. It helps you interact with anybody. It always makes you challenge yourself, right? So when you are, let's say, you're part of a street play society, right? There will be a lot of people who probably would never have even gone in front of of 10 people and spoken about anything, and
Mm.
now you are standing in front of probably 1,000 people and shouting your lungs
Yes.
out, and talking about some very sensitive issue which you probably are not comfortable talking to your parents also. So that kind of exposure really helps you explore yourself, but at the same time you're interacting with so many different people who are challenging you every single day, right?
Yes.
Not in a very competitive sense of the term, but in a very very positive manner, that you're learning every new things every single day, and which ultimately is what helps you grow, right? So that is when you feel that sense of satisfaction in life. So I think that is why it is a very very important aspect what student organizations and through that networking also plays.
Yes. Indeed, sir. It was again amazing answer from your side, and I must say the kind of energy you brought into this session was very amazing. Also, sir, I can say there's a lot more to learn from you, but today I don't want to take too much of your time. So, moving to my last question of this session, or again, it's a kind of request to you, sir. Kindly, please, what will be one piece of advice would you like to give to all the viewers, all the young viewers, those who are still in their engineering colleges and B schools? What will be one piece of advice from your side to all of them?
I think today, I think, Harsh, I want to tell the youth today, whoever is watching me, that do not try to replicate anybody or anybody's success.
Yes.
Always try to identify what's unique in you, what will give you that kind of satisfaction, happiness,
Right.
what will give your family that kind of pride about what you're doing. And I don't think I can overemphasize the importance of family. I realize it the hard way, and that is why I always say that family is extremely important. But the point I'm trying to make is that if you try to replicate what somebody else is doing, then you may end up, and more often than not, you will actually end up wasting a lot of time, and you will realize that probably, oh shit, I should not have done this. But then this if you initially just try to give yourself a bit of time, even if it takes a couple of years, that's fine, but then you should always be doing something which is unique to you and
Right.
which you find interesting on your own, right? So I think that is where my message to the youth goes. And yes, I also want to say that once you have done that, once you have identified your energy, how you want to channelize that energy, then I don't think you should ever stop. Like, never be afraid of failures. Always, like, I have faced a couple of failures in my life, so never be afraid of failures. They will eventually make you a stronger, a better person, and you will see that whenever you achieve that goal, the kind of happiness that you will experience inside you will be unparalleled and outstanding. Like, and let me just end my talk here with a very statement which I generally use in most of my sessions is, life is like a boxing ring. You do not lose the fight when you fall down, but when you refuse to get back up, and so I think that is the motto that I follow in life, and I hope some of you do.
Amazing. Yes, this was very wonderful advice. Thank you so much, sir, for joining and giving your important time. It was a kind of healthy conversation, and we look forward to conduct more such sessions with you in future. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Harsh, for having me.
Thank you, sir.
On the ground is where I stand. Never give up, that was always the plan. It's so cold outside, I'm alone